That's about right. Good evening. I'm so happy that you could join us tonight. I'm going to start with a couple of poems of my own because when we did Loving Elgin, I kind of took a back seat because we had so many people. So I have a couple short ones I'm going to kick off with tonight. The land of overthink. I live in the land of overthink. It's not something I can change or rearrange. Sometimes there's pain, yet I must accept that's my domain. As hour after hour the power of words surrounds me, sometimes astounds me. Always resounding in my brain untamed, I claim these words, pulling and pushing me this way and that, until, like a rabbit, like magic, come out of my hat. So, in this land of overthink, this one is called a poet in spring. I awake at dawn with poems in my pores, eat breakfast with poems on my plate. Like clockwork, when spring arrives, that is my natural state. Thoughts and sounds abound, they will not relent until ideas and noise are spent. I am quite grateful to be the way I am. It's just the way I'm made. I wouldn't trade my mind for one that is more tame. So when I get high on life and words, I don't want to stop the flow that comes, but I do need to harness it so I don't become undone. Also, I must try hard not to fly, even though it's fun.
Hello, my poem is titled A New Poem. Poetry is my inner self without a mask, and nothing matters. When I write, I ask, who am I? I lied, everything matters, and that's what poets do, lie, and change truth in like shoes. My debut, a new poem. You like?
The longing to pen it. The longing to pen it, to lick the gum and send it, to vary the folds, to consecrate for the sake of silence, of the maybe not, I never thought, such a dirty phrase. No admission on paper. There will be no title to read by here. It was beautiful in the ways that it was ugly, as it was when it was. The same sacrifice to reheat upon the fire, another sacred pyre of nothing.
Rise. I read my poems at the sunrise, take my words and lift them high, embed my hopes in morning rays, declare an abundance of better days. I share my poems with the sunrise, my life in words douse with rhyme, recite my dreams for waking minds, speak my truth in form and line. I perform my poems with the sunrise, projecting prayers up towards the sky, whisper peace into the planet, claiming victory for those who chants it. I surrender my poems to the sunrise, healed by rhythm so I too may shine, bask in her warmth. Yes, the sun is light, but each day I rise and prove, so am I.
Z is for zoo. Europe and Asia are two. I've been to America North, and I might venture forth and go find a nice zoo in Peru.
I heard the birds. I heard the birds in darkening skies, drifting through my sliding door, the tweets, the twitters, the highs, the lows, like music from the great beyond. And sitting here in tired day and sweetly spinning out a yarn where we hear them and they hear us and somehow settles in one song.
5 haikus on birds. Full moon lights up night, lone mockingbird sings his song, searching for his love. You chitter chatter high up in the canopy, what gossip is shared? The egret lands still, intent to find its next meal. The lizard is lanced. Red berries on a tree, a delicious treat for birds. Chickmunks like them too. A majestic hawk sits high above in the light post. Don't walk under him.
Summer willow tree, haiku. Summer willow tree, tree tears dropping on the soil, birds quenching their thirst.
Walking through the spring forest. I wander through the forest after it has been reborn. I smell the fresh, sweet scent of a newborn flower. I hear the birds chirping and talking as they fly overhead. I feel the cool breeze on my arms as I wander the trails. I see the bees and bugs out roaming and pollinating. I think of how beautiful the spring season can be.
For Julie Robb. From the dainty pitter-patter tapping of a downy, scritching down, up and around, a modestly dressed maple, feathers still fluffed against the last breath of winter, carried on the breeze, to the almost thunderous knocking of a pileated, boring holes into a tall pine in search of the morsels hidden beneath the bark. The sounds of spring arrive with a fully loaded pallet of wings making the flight of return, save those, like the red-tailed, who remained and know the winter's burn. They flit and bob, careen and dive, each a different story to survive, but all look, watch, and wait. The bursting of fuzzy red dots on the tops of trees. Tomorrow, a warmer day, if you please, for tomorrow, after all, is the promise brought by spring.
Golden ginkgo leaves. Just when you think all is well, the path comes to a crevasse. One you can't jump, no bridge, no more path to traverse. The wind blew them down, many golden ginkgo leaves. My heart was breaking. On the other side are golden ginkgo trees. Trees I helped plant, trees I watched grow and blossom, trees I planned to see in their first full bloom. I'll never get a chance to see them this way again. The first full blossoming, plans torn asunder. Blown over the path, I walked across golden leaves, golden ginkgo leaves. Agony of an aching heart and eyes with tears fought back, consumed by emptiness and that hollow feeling when you can't be with the ones you love. I leave the edge of the path and walk back the way I came to faded dreams. The wind blew them down. I strolled through golden ginkgo leaves. My heart was breaking.
My spring poem. Welcome to spring, season of love and liveliness, occasion of novel beginnings and opportunities. In this realm of joy, tree charmingly give birth to new baby leaves. Flowers blossom, spreading their sweet aroma in the air. Rainbow shows up with a smile, romanticizing the earth. Butterflies exquisitely waver everywhere. Birds sing along, building their nests. Fireflies appear as tinkerbells. Rabbits run around with jubilation. Chipmunk dance with gratification. This is the time when nature writes its own poetry in a beautiful form.
Spencer the Yorkie. What a darling little scamp he is, mischievous and sly. A trickster of the slickest sort, a catcher in the rye. He'll steal the sock, he'll chew the ball, and bark at me to play. I throw the toy, he brings it back. We do this all day. And all the ways he sits and stays and scratches at the door to get me up, to let him out. I'll open it for sure, but will he go? Oh no, not he. He'll circle and he'll paw. He's telling me to go out first and barks some more. I'm in underwear, I say. He doesn't seem to care. I rush to find some pants and shoes and tidy up my hair. I'm hurrying to suit the pup and wonder why, oh why, did I adopt this little mutt? But all I do is sigh. And out we go around the block and then around again. I'm his captive human, and he knows for sure.
No one else. Please stay with me. Let me clean the wounds on your hands and scars. Do not be afraid to find the strength to be brave for me. Be honest and let yourself recover. Close your eyes and do not think of the world for its struggles, but think of its eternal beauty. Let your soul heal first. You are unique, and like a constellation, there is no one else. Do you remember when we shared a day looking at the stars, entered in the day sky as it turned to nightfall? We sat in the courtyard of church, full of snow and granted. All that we can think about was making dreams and forging them into memories. You represent the beauties of culture, and no one can break you. With your eyes as subtle as leaves that fell in autumn, and skin that feels like silk, it's amazing at how beautiful you are. Especially your heart, for it can be a tide that washes away all the creations of doubt made from sand. However, remember the words from abuse, for they are made of mud. The stain may be there, but they can be cleansed. Remember, love is an emotion and not a destination, and you are a person and not an object. Be honest and heal yourself. Close your eyes and do not think of the world for its struggles, rather than its eternal beauty. Let your soul heal first. You're unique, and like a constellation, there is no one else.
Single parenthood. You never know the pain and struggles of single parenthood till it happens to you. I never thought that I would till I became a single mother of two. Sleepless nights, but without a fight, you can't make it through. As you're on your knees begging, Lord, please, why is this? As you're on your knees begging, Lord, please, why is this happening to me? Why should, through my crying days, oh, I'm so sorry. Lord, please, why did this happen to me? Are you there? Do you still care? How long will it be before I get back my sanity? Through my crying days, my children would say, Mommy, are you okay? What should I say? What should I say when they ask? Why is Daddy away, Mommy? When will he come home? What day? When will he see that I need him with me, not just season to season? Mommy, give me a reason. Why is my daddy away? What's a mother to say? As they hear me crying, I'm spiritually dying. Lord, there has to be a way. Through the pain and misery, a soft voice speaks inside of me. Rest, and you shall see. I have not left nor forsaken thee. Rest, my dear, and you will hear that I am the answer to all your fears. I am your strength, your hope, your mentor. I am the one you run to. I am your protector. I am your way out of nowhere. Just call my name and I will be there. Wipe away your tears and take my hands. Have faith in me, my child. I will show you that I am the missing man.
This is a spring poem. Footless infantry stays put for sunlight, bright yellow, red, white, and purple perfumed bodies are soldiers of love with radiant effervescence that beams in the sun. Shoot me once, shoot me twice, I don't care. Ask the tulip, do you care? Shot, flowered platoons of colors twist up to sweet sunbeam serenities where voicelessness shouts its vibrant glow. Tulips, tulips, perfect loveliness, bombard my eyes out of sheer love. Tulips, tulips, bees parachute and hum over the nectar. Gotta turn the page. Okay. Tulips cannot think or know it's spring. I envy that. It's a new wish, a spring wish, to be like a tulip that does not choose its colors. Yet man will choose colors and spend his time naming things like a tulip at war with the wind. Tulips, tulips, hither folds of woven flesh are poems in the valley of tulips, drinking in the sun's rays. Tulips cannot feel what I feel. They're Eden's armies bathing in sunlit flaunts. Shoot me once, shoot me twice. I feel the joy tulips have. I ask the tulip, do you care? Petaled tranquility answers. Did you hear that?
The daffodil. Today becomes tomorrow in some kind of flash. Screwed up tight, then explodes, breathing deep at last. Blooming now, I hold it tight, shedding my once skin, emerging with a daffodil and all the things I've been. Sorry, I had one more. The snail. The snail. The snail there just inched along. Upon his little journey, he raised his horns and moved along, clearly in no hurry. He stopped along his world stage to decide just what to do. He only knew he wasn't done, his travels far from through. The horns upon his tiny head both see and hear for him. He drew them in and stayed real still and blended with the wind.
Untitled. John Doe rests uneasily, albeit eternally, in the county morgue. Found outside a supermarket, slumped against the cart return rack. On a different cart now, the contents as generic. Doe John motionless on the table, a poem prepared for publication. The venomous white space atop the page leaves the editor no choice but to mark the work untitled. An unnamed man, alone in a dimly lit parking lot, breathes his last amid unread circulars and candy wrappers, leaving behind no glimpse of history, no hint of next of kin to alert. Height and weight can be measured, eye and hair color determined, eye and hair color observed, blood type determined, age only guessed at. The death certificate marks the cause, natural.
Kedgeree. Ah, the smell of a campfire in the crisp fall morning. Tummy rumbling, hair tumbling, morning. Grandpapa, the fire, rice, raisins, sausage, water. Stir. Must stir. Breakfast at the campsite is nigh. But one ingredient is missing. There is no one to stir the pot. Only a ghost. It's The scent of a memory is all I smell. All that remains of the chef are the memories. The one ingredient that holds the dish together is gone.
Death of a brother, 14 lines after 14 years. The time we're given is quite brief. For some, it's much too short. One April morn, I got the report I'd lost my brother Keith. Such news was so beyond belief that I had no retort. Of snappy comebacks, I'd fallen short, so anguished by my grief. My brother died in a nursing home at the age of 38 while he was watching MASH. 14 years later, as I read this poem, though my grief is not as great, my heart still bears the gash.
The death, the death of dark-eyed daddy. The day the dark-eyed daddy died, his dark-eyed daughter didn't cry. She locked her feelings up inside, denied that he was gone. He didn't love me in return. Why should his passing let him earn my tears? He never gave a father's care. How can grandma dare berate me for my dry eyes? The day the dark-eyed daddy died, his dark-eyed daughter's wounded pride cut a hole in her young soul so deep, so wide, it took many years to creep to the surface. He's gone, she wept. My father's gone, gone away. But I never had him anyway, never had a father's arms to lift me to the sky, a man to answer questions, respond to every why, examine young men at the door or listen gently as I poured my young dreams at his feet. Without him, I was incomplete. 10 years after dark-eyed daddy died, his dark-eyed daughter finally cried.
Oxtail soup. Cooking oxtail soup begins with browning the meat. Nothing good can come from it otherwise. Add butter to the pan, salt and pepper the meat, and brown on both sides. Sear it shut so all the brown goodness remains trapped inside the tender middle. Gently set them aside to rest. Gather your friends and family. Bring them together across Pine Street, past the north-south divide. Chopping the carrots, turnips, and onions as one. Past the crossroads of Greenwood and Black Wall Street. I remember the long ride to the north side. I was warned to stay home, but home is where your friends are. We sat in that small kitchen, girls huddled around a small table, laughing and talking together. Brown bread and white bread mixing together. Papa cooking the oxtails and setting them aside before placing them in the soup pot. Their juices mingling on the tray together.
The best lunch I have ever had nothing to do with the food. It started with the music. A long morning walk, a small park with drinkable water, nestled in front of an old stone church. Stone walls surround us, dried flowers from last spring rattle in the breeze. An inviting picnic table, wood cracked with age. Sandwiches bought earlier at a boulangerie. A first bite in the baguette filled with ham, cheese, and butter. Colombian cumbia music is heard as a young French woman comes along and joins the feast, bringing friendship and rhythm. Soon another joins, he from Belgium, conversation of life and places visited in English, French, and Spanish. We learn about and from one another. Pilgrims who walk a lonely road, contemplating their life, past, present, and future, looking for answers, strength, spiritual growth. We walk a lonely path, then gather for a while in company and companionship, sharing a moment over simple food and music.
Salad night. She's slicing a cucumber. She loves how the blade slips through the tough outer skin and glides and slides and slips through the light green fruit. Fruit? Is cucumber a fruit or a vegetable? I asked that question of my tomatoes. Anyhow, there she is with her cuke, and the fragrance is clean, clear, and totally distinct, fresh. The aroma is of fresh. The scent is of cool, hence the idiom cool as a cucumber. The rest of her salad does not inspire verse. A nod to the avocado, a haiku to the jicama, a quick passing poem to the peppers, and the most fun to prepare for this salad is the cuke. Celery is labor intensive. She has to pull strings. Black olives, though, are easy. The can doesn't need but a pull to open. Is she adding cheese? Certainly. Being cheesy is easy and all is done. I'm eager to get to the cucumbers.
This one's called My DNA. My DNA, Uvalde, Highland Park, Nashville, etc. My DNA flows in and out of you, now only flows out, like heavy, heaving tears and sobs and helpless horror in a world that would take my child from me brutally, now unrecognizable except for my DNA, now flowing out of her into the sea. My bones. Someone finally found my bones deep inside this cave, what once a simple graveside, an anthropological display. Now they call me something, though not my christened name, some scientific lingo. To me sounds kind of lame. Yet they've made me famous, though I've been long gone. 30,000 years now, I can do no wrong. They sliced off a bit of tooth to find my DNA. Now they've come to find I'm part of you today. So my mark continues, not eternal life, but something even better, a Facebook meme delight.
This one's about COVID, a humorous side to it. COVID germs, delight on white toothpaste that ain't tasting right. COVID, I'm struggling just to sit upright. COVID, those Billy the Kid bullets have tested positive. COVID, lungs deflated amid an apocalypse of combative gunfights within. Give blood clots a second chance. COVID, put a brain fog lid on it. COVID, the skid row exploding in my chest. Hid well in my breath. The whiz kid slid COVID to her too. COVID, death outbid and prevails even with mask. My chest, hers too, are slumlords of perchance. Won't underbid as her third eyelid fell off. COVID eats well and makes mucus run into my beard. Ain't it weird? I choked on an eyelash.
That's
Music, the sugary little word, what is it? The soothing vibrations of trees, the relaxing sound of pebbles in the river, the captivating river rhythmic waves at the beach, the whistling sound of a choo-choo train, the people singing in chorus at the lighthouse, the diversities of voices and instruments, a language that speaks in emotions, the birds' charming melodies, the the tempting garden where everyone wants to wander around and feel vibrant and alive. Bonds every one of us with unconditional love, the sweetest source of purest pleasure, the most essential food of every soul in the universe. Without it, we don't exist.
Wine. For some, it's a taboo. To others, the blood of a prophet. Juice squeezed from a grape. It embodies the elements of its being. Weather, arid, warm, cold, humid, salty, still, or windy. Soil, organic, inorganic, sandy, gravelly, clay, slate. Geography, low in a valley, high on a mountainside, or top, flat. It's a science, a relationship with earth, from the darkest reds to the hint of yellow, green, or rosé. The scent swirl, the taste evolves, playing with the senses of sight, smell, taste, and feel. Pair it with food and friendships are made, creating a community, a culture, a life.
So this is a poem I didn't read because I was making space for other people to do things. To anyone familiar with the term painted ladies, it might conjure up images of women dressed to the nines, rouged cheeks, eyelids blue or purple, thick black eyeliner, false eyelashes, and crimson lips. This poem is about Elgin's painted ladies, not women, but houses. Painted ladies are so pretty, a crowning glory of our city. They win awards every year, making it absolutely clear that Elgin can compete. A complete paint job takes much time. Intricate patterns of multicolored hues adorn majestic homes. A painstaking task to do it well, armed with scaffolds and ladders, meticulous with every brushstroke. Smaller homes take their cue, echoing the trend. It's 2 colors of paint just won't do. It's a joy to drive around town, finding homes of many colors. They grace our city with their beauty, honoring history with a contemporary flair. Just another reason to love Elgin. Closing remarks. This lovely crew of people has worked very hard over the past years. Some people have been with us almost from the beginning, and we have some new poets who just, I think Susan's right behind me. And it's always a delight when some new person comes to our poetry group. Now, on Monday, I can't believe this is happening to me, we have our first Monday of the month, and we will be in the Grove Room, as we always are. We will be doing poems about writing. As you noticed, some of the poems we had at the beginning were about writing, and I'll be presenting a bunch of poems about writing, and then everyone's going to get a chance to write some. So it should be a lot of fun. And if you like to write, all you have to do is be over 13, and you're more than welcome to come.